Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Kickoff Conversation. And we are here after the Manchester Derby, very unpredictable Manchester Derby. It's the
we
post
we
match.
are both we are both happy to have our predictions completely wrong on this occasion. It is going to be
You
probably
got
our
it
favorite. I got the prediction right. I just got the teams wrong.
right. Okay, let's straight jump to the starting 11. Um, I think our starting 11 was a bit predictable, as we discussed in the pre-match. Only the surprise was Martial, who had a very, very late fitness test, and I think it was beneficial for us.
And we'll come to Martial's performance in a bit, but I think it was a combination of the fact that Martial passed his fitness test a little late, and also because Cavani was injured as well. It would have
Mhm.
been interesting had both been fit. Would Solskjaer have gone with the Cavani or Martial? It would have been interesting. Thankfully, he did not have to make that decision because the decision that was made for him was it turned out to be the right decision in the end.
Mhm. Yes, and any surprises in the City side? I don't think so. He just went
I think
with
City,
the.
even though Guardiola, he plays his entire squad and he shuffles his team around. I think he played his strongest 11. Many would have predicted Phil Foden to start, but I think he still wouldn't get into the first 11 as things stand. I think the
Hmm.
surprise came later on in the second half when City were down 2-0 and Sergio Aguero still was still sitting on the bench and never
Still
showed
sitting.
up. So
Yes.
that also reflects on his own standing as things stand, and also Guardiola's trust in him or lack thereof. That was
Yes.
interesting. But I think the starting 11 was as one would expect. Maybe Zinchenko was a little surprising. Maybe Walker could have
Mhm.
started on as a right fullback and Cancelo on the left. But I think he's still closest to his first choice 11.
Yes. Let's move towards the match statistics. As expected, Manchester City kept 65% possession and 35% for us, and 23 shots on goals, six on target for Manchester City. We had only seven, but they were more important, five on target at least, and two
Of all
goals.
these shots, the only two that mattered were were the ones that we came up with. Although the six shots on target for City is a little surprising stat for me because they never looked like scoring.
Hmm.
And even the clearest chances that they had in the second half, the chance that Sterling
Rodri
had, and then Rodri's shot was
off
on
the
the
bar.
crossbar of
Mm.
the bar. And other than that, Phil Foden had a chance as well. He also scuffed his shot wide. So even the shots that they had on target weren't really threatening. They never looked like scoring.
Mm. Yeah, comfortable for Henderson. So let's move towards the first half analysis. And it was the most amazing. I think the starting 10 minutes, I was not believing that it's the same Manchester United playing which we were seeing for the last three matches. और
Yeah,
बहुत अर्ली मार्शियल ने पेनल्टी विन की और हमने जल्दी गोल भी कर लिया और जब ब्रूनो ले रहा था पेनल्टी तो मुझे कोई 50-50 था कि शायद सेव हो जाए बिकॉज हेंडरसन वेंट द राइट वे एक्चुअली और उसने फिंगर टिप्स लगाई लेकिन शुक्र है कि वो गोल हो गया और वो स्टार्ट हमें चाहिए था टू काउंटर दिस सिटी साइड क्योंकि उसके बाद आई थिंक द फर्स्ट 10 मिनट्स वी वर जस्ट अमेजिंग अमेजिंग परफॉर्मेंस
bilkul, bilkul. Penalty, it was obviously not one of Bruno Fernandez's best penalties, but any penalty that goes in is a good penalty. बल्कि फर्नांडिस की हमने लास्ट वीक किसी उसमें डिस्कस किया था उसकी अब दो क्लियर स्ट्रैटेजीज होगी एक एक वो कि वो एक में पहले वो माइंड बना लेता है कि मैंने यहाँ लगानी है एक में वो वेट करता है कीपर का कल वाली पेनल्टी में उसका माइंड था कि मैंने यहाँ शूट करनी है बस अनफॉर्चुनेटली वैसे तो गोल हो गया तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली तो नहीं लेकिन वो जो उसके पोल के था पास कॉर्नर के इतना पास नहीं थी थोड़ा कीपर की ज्यादा पास रह गई थी लेकिन फिर भी वो पावर थी शॉट में तो इसलिए वो सेव नहीं हो सकी दूसरा just to give Solskjaer a bit of credit because we have been a little critical of him in the recent podcast and should have been because the performances mandated that But his strategy has been the same. It was the same against Chelsea as well. We were off to a really quick start against Chelsea as well. So the strategy that you try and make something early on in both halves is something he has been trying to do in recent matches, but it hasn't worked. It hadn't worked thus far. But in City, in both halves, we scored early, and that is what changed the game.
Yes, Luke Shaw could have made it 2 in the first 4 minutes. He had a very
In the first 4 minutes. Exactly. So and City completely, they to be very honest, and this is not because we are biased or anything, they had no idea what hit them. They couldn't deal with the early pressure. And even when they started, getting the possession and they started settling in, they never looked threatening. It wasn't the same City at all. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne, for example, I have never seen him play so poorly as he did, especially in the first half, but throughout the whole match. So they were rattled, completely rattled.
Yes, thankful to our midfield duo of Maxos and Fred. I think Fred was very good off the ball as well, and with the interceptions as well. Very clinical and McTominay was just unbelievable in the first 10 minutes. He was just everywhere in the center of the park.
Absolutely. Fred was immense. Absolutely. Basically, almost the entirety of our attack in the first half, and generally we focus through the left flank. And the attack to the left flank, yes, Rashford and Luke Shaw have an amazing understanding and they create a lot of chances. But a lot of the credit goes to Fred as well, because when Shaw is on one of his overlapping runs on the left wing, it is quite often Fred who makes up for his place while defending at left back. So Fred deserves a lot of credit, and he was physically immense as well. He took, they couldn't get the ball off him, and he was the one who was, making all the interceptions and tackles. So it was a great performance by Fred.
Yes, exactly. And we went to halftime with a 1-0 lead, which was very important to go in halftime and protecting that lead at the Etihad, because as soon as we came back, it was an early goal as well from Luke Shaw. A lethal counter attack. Dean Henderson released the ball so quickly, and then it was just about Luke Shaw. He left Cancelo on the heels, and it was a good sprint forward, and then a quick Rashford pass, and then a good shoot in the corner of the goal. No chance for Ederson.
Absolutely. I think even though a lot of our players had a really good game, but three of the players who had really good games, Luke Shaw, easily the player of the match, player of 2021 for Man United. He has been absolutely amazing. And he finally scored a goal after 3 years. He should be scoring more goals now. I think the fact that he missed the chance in the first half reflected that he did not quite have that confidence in front of goal. But I think the goal that he has actually scored, a neat finished, bottom right corner, I think this will push him to get more goals in the future. Henderson as well, even though of course his early release towards Shaw played his part in the goal, but overall, yes, he did not have a lot of saves to make, critical saves to make, but his presence in goal, he's dealing with crosses, corners. He's just, because a lot of the goalkeeping is about the commanding presence that you have, how you deal with how you shuffle how you manage the defenders in front of you, and he was doing all of that. So that way, it was a great performance by Henderson.
Henderson, yes, and I think we should come to Martial hold up play now.
See, I really wanted to talk about Martial today. Till he missed that chance in the second half, he had the perfect game. Because, the counter-attacking strategy that Solskjaer has, you can call it a strategy or he just tells the team, okay, go and play. I think that's all Solskjaer does. You go and play your game, and then when you do that, the attacking flair comes. That strategy depends so much on Anthony Martial, which is why our recent successes at the Etihad Stadium, we've now won 4 of the 5 matches. Away matches against City in all competitions, 3 in the league. Martial has been crucial. He scored the last time over there as well. He won the penalty that Fernandes scored. His ball carrying ability, his dribbling skills, his penetration is second to none. No one else can do what he can do when he's playing his best. The problem is which Martial would show up. And I think the best version of him showed up. Maybe the injury layoff, maybe the fact that he became second fiddle to Cavani, maybe all those things finally helped him push on. Maybe what Tellez did to Shaw, maybe we are finally seeing something like that happening to Martial. It's just one game, but I think he was, barring the miss, he was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, especially against Stones and Ruben Diaz, who have been said the best center backs the Premier League has ever seen, or something like that this season. But yes, they have conceded a very few goals in the season. But Martial hold up play, and it was amazing last night. And that was the link up between Rashford, Martial, Fernandes in the second half. Could have scored more. I think if Rashford had taken some attempts on goal, we had chances to score more.
Exactly. And you mentioned Martial's hold-up play in the image as well. I think that was also very critical. We all know about his dribbling, we all know about his penetration, but his hold-up play, especially in the first half, that allowed our runners to make those runs. And that is something a traditional centre forward does. That is not something you normally associate with Martial, not as one of his main strengths. So that part of his game was immense yesterday as well.
Yes, it was like the Martial we saw last year post lockdown.
Exactly.
So it was a good win, and finally 3 points and a win at the Etihad, breaking the City's 21 game unbeaten streak and the 28 games unbeaten streak as well, and 28 games winning streak, and
21 game winning streak and 28 match unbeaten streak. Yeah.
Unbeaten streak, and to keep our away record perfect for over a year.
Ours is the streak, because Solskjaer said before the match one of the two streaks would be broken. It was there,
Yes.
and I think
and this is what Solskjaer had to say after the match. He said that they are just too far ahead to think we can catch them, going back a little bit to what we want to be, more direct, straightforward, being positive, and getting at them. This is what he had to say in the post-match.
Yeah, I think it's the right thing to say in the post-match conference, but I think in the dressing room he would have said that you never know, because I think if nothing else, United might have showed other teams how to play against City. I personally, this is just my opinion, I think a lot of the teams in that 21 match run just gave too much respect to City. They did not attack them. For example, you talk about Diaz and Stones and their record and how they've scored more goals than they conceded before yesterday. But I don't think any team approached City in a more positive manner.
Yes.
Half of them just gave. It was almost as if they just gave up even trying to score a goal. So I think teams might attack them more. They still have to play Leicester away. I think they still have to play Aston Villa away as well. They have to play Chelsea at home as well, and I think Everton at home as well. Again, 11 points is still. Is it 11 points? 11 points. So 11 points is still maybe too far to think as Solskjaer says, but I think you never know.
I think it more depends on how we approach our games. If we have to win all our games, then,
exactly.
Otherwise, there is no chance. And we have some difficult fixtures coming up. Tottenham, West Ham. They are not easy games to win as well, especially with our injury issues.
Absolutely. We should just focus on our own games anyway. What Manchester City do is something that you can't control, because finishing second this season, regardless, even if the race is a far stretch right now, finishing second is still extremely important, because you have to be the second. City, for example, win by a large margin, you still want to be the team that was the best of the rest, because you want to challenge for the title next season.
Exactly. Let's look at the league table now. This red is looking very good with Manchester City now.
And we have more greens as well. We have too many gray circles.
Yes.
So finally a couple of green circles.
बहुत 0-0 हो गया था.
हाँ बहुत. अभी कल के मैच के बाद कुछ नेगेटिव बात करनी भी नहीं चाहिए, सोचनी भी नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन फिर भी थोड़ा दिमाग में आता है कि अगर हम थोड़े से ये ग्रीन थोड़े ज्यादा हो जाते हैं, खासतौर पे थोड़ा वेस्ट ब्रॉम, शेफील्ड और एवर्टन से हम 182nd मिनट में गोल ना खाते, मैच खत्म होने के बाद गोल ना खाते, तो लेकिन अभी फोकस पॉजिटिव पे ही करना चाहिए, और अभी पॉजिटिव ही है, और अभी एसी मिलान से यूरोपा लीग में एक अच्छा अच्छे मोमेंटम के साथ जाएंगे तो उम्मीदें अच्छी लगाई जा सकती हैं।
Yes, the win was very important. मेरा ख्याल है मोरल के लिए, as I said in the pre-match, और हमने गोल किया है, वो गोल करना भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था। वो बेशक शॉ ने किया है और ब्रूनो तो खैर पेनल्टी वो कर ही लेता है,
हाँ।
लेकिन गोल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था। पिछले 3 मैचेस में लगातार जो ड्रॉ हुए हैं, उसके बाद ये वाला रिजल्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट।
मोरल, देखो मोरल के, टीम की मोरल के लिए, मैनेजमेंट के मोरल के लिए, ओनर के मोरल के लिए, फैंस के मोरल के लिए, और हम जैसे व्लॉगर्स के मोरल के लिए भी हमें भी दिल करता है अच्छी बातें करें। हमने क्रिस्टल पैलेस से रात के 3 बजे तक ड्रॉ के बाद दिल नहीं करता उसके बारे में बात करता, तो ऐसे मैचेस के बाद ज्यादा दिल करता है कि हम बातें करें, तो हमारी मोरल के लिए भी अच्छा है।
लिए भी अच्छा, और हम चाहते हैं कि हमारी प्रेडिक्शन इसी तरह गलत होती रहे, लेकिन
गलत होती रहे नहीं, आगे वाली गलत ना, क्योंकि आगे मुझे लग रहा है हम कुछ अच्छी प्रेडिक्शंस करेंगे आगे कल की परफॉर्मेंस के बाद।
देखते हैं। अगला एसी मिलान होम,
अगला एसी मिलान, तो आप बता दें, आप बराबर ही है, कुछ न्यूट्रल है मेरे ख्याल में, या न्यूट्रल वेन्यू। वैसे न्यूट्रल वेन्यू में टू लेगेड टाइज हो क्यों रही है यूरोप में, ये कोई मुझे समझा दे कि भाई आप उसको, लेकिन खैर ये वो जाने, ये तो
एंड चेल्सी एंड एवर्टन प्ले टुनाइट आई गेस, तो टॉप 4 के लिए भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है। लिवरपूल का तो खैर उन्होंने तो हिम्मत ही हार दी है, वो तो चाहते हैं कि
वो मैं मीम देख रहा था जिससे वो टाइटल रेस की लोगों ने शो की हुई थी, मीम के उस पर टाइटल रेस है, सारे रनर्स आगे भाग रहे हैं, लिवरपूल वाला रनर पीछे भाग रहा है। तो वो उनको तो बल्कि अब थोड़ा सा हम, मतलब कहना तो नहीं चाहिए हम लिवरपूल है, लेकिन थोड़ी हमदर्दी होने लगी है यार, कि मतलब तो बहुत ही जुल्म से तब हो रहे हैं, खुद ही किया है
हमदर्दी नहीं है उनके लिए।
भाई। लिवरपूल के ऊपर पूरी हम अलग पॉडकास्ट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जब आप इंजरीज का रोना होते रहेंगे ना, जैसे कि आपके अलावा तारीख में किसी को कभी इंजरी नहीं हुई, तो क्लॉप की बातें, और उससे ये हो गया कि आप एक्सेप्टेबल हो गए उनके लिए। मैच में आप भी, मतलब मैच उनका देखिए, मैच हारने के बाद उनको अफसोस भी कोई नहीं हो रहा था कि चलो एक और छठा मैच हार गए होम में, कोई नहीं। उनका बॉडी लैंग्वेज ही बिल्कुल
उन्होंने 2021 में एक ओपन गोल ही नहीं किया, एक गोल किया सिर्फ 2021 में, और वो भी एक माने की पेनल्टी में, साला की पेनल्टी थी मैनचेस्टर सिटी के अगेंस्ट, एंड दे हैव नॉट एट एनफील्ड।
तो ये है, तो लिवरपूल की ट्रोलिंग तो हम बहुत देर कर सकते हैं, लेकिन
यस, आई थिंक दिस इज इनफ फॉर द सिटी पॉडकास्ट, और वी विल बी बैक फॉर एसी मिलान pre-match, and till that time take care of yourself, please like and subscribe, and
ये बोलना चाहिए, ये हम बोलते ही नहीं है ये वाला, और बल्कि हमें बेशर्मों की तरह इसको शेयर करना चाहिए, तो स्पैम करना चाहिए ये वाली हमारी, लोग ऐसे करते हैं उस पॉडकास्ट पे, हमें करना चाहिए सारा कुछ।
और हम मजीद वीडियोस के साथ आपके सामने हाजिर होंगे आगे, और पेशे खिदमत होंगे, और till next time, goodbye from me, and goodbye from us. Khuda Hafiz.